98FM's Dublin Talks with Adrian Kennedy. Weekdays from 10 a.m. on 98FM.
It's 98FM's Dublin Talks. I'm Adrian Kennedy. This man here is Jeremy. Jeremy, you're here with me to explain a little incident that happened to you.
Now, before I explain this incident, this happened to me on Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock. I'm putting this out there for two reasons. Obviously, we want to talk about it, but I also want to try and find the culprits, the person responsible for it. But before I tell you my story, I want to find out how honest you are, okay? So I'm going to give you a question and I want you to text, not WhatsApp, just text what you would do in this situation, okay? You're in a car park and there's a car parked beside you. You're getting out of your car. This has happened to all of us. You're getting out of your car and you swing your car door and it hits off the other car, leaving a scratch on their car. Now, they're not in the car, so you can literally drive away and they will be none the wiser. There's no CCTV cameras around. You can literally get away with it. So you swing your car door open, smash it into the car beside you, scratching their car. Mm-hmm. What do you do?
Leave or stay?
Well, leave a note or don't leave anything, pretty much.
Text your opinion to 0877 98 98 98. Is the reason you're asking this, which is?
On Saturday afternoon, I was parked in Dundrum Shopping Centre, the shopping centre across the road, or the car park across the road from the shopping centre. It's beside where Winter's Bar used to be. You know that car park?
I do, yep. It's a Dunleary Rathdown public car park.
Is it? Okay. Yep. No cameras in it, the whole lot. Parked there on Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock in my lovely shiny car, new car. Well, it's not. It's a couple of years old. Went into the shopping centre for an hour. And for those of you who've ever parked in that car park, it's extremely tight. Like most public parks, it's extremely tight. Anyway, when I got back to my car an hour later, I realised that someone had slammed their door into mine, leaving a scratch and a dent in the passenger side of my car door. Pretty bad. To the point that I immediately went to get it estimated to see how much it would cost. I know a panel beater friend of mine, and even with him giving me mates rates, he estimated that the damage caused to my car on Saturday afternoon was between €180 and €200.
Okay, so 200 quid to get the damage fixed from somebody slamming their door or a trolley or whatever it was off your car. Would you stay if you did damage? Have you stayed if you did damage? Or has somebody else stayed if they did damage?
Now, the frustrating thing about this is that it's going to cost me. No, I'm probably not going to get it fixed. I'm not one of these people that gets really upset about scratches on my car.
I haven't shut up about it since Saturday.
Yeah, because it's annoying me. I haven't got 180 quid to spend on that now. Had that person left a note, not even leaving their name or number on it, but had they just left a note on my windscreen saying, I'm sorry for what I did, that would be good enough for me. But the fact that that person swung their door open and damaged my relatively new car and just drove off and thought nothing about it really, really sickens me, I have to say.
Okay, are you somebody who would stay or are you somebody who would go? Have you ever damaged somebody's car? And has it played on your conscience that you bumped into somebody's car and left a scratch or a dent or whatever in the car? Text or WhatsApp your opinion to 0877 98 98 98. Actually, sorry, our WhatsApp is temporarily out of commission. It'll be back soon. So just text us on 0877 98 98 98.
Okay, so if you were the person that was in, I'm not saying if that happened to be you, if you were in that car park of Dundrum on Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock, and I know it's happened to me before as well, where you have a kid in the car and your kid invariably swings your car door open and it bangs into the car beside you. It does happen. Accidents do happen. But if you damaged anything else belonged to someone else, surely you would admit to it. You don't open, you'd want to pay for it, would you not? I mean, I slammed a door a couple of years ago into a car in a car park, but it was like a 96D car or something like that. Like, you're not going to leave a note for an old car, are you?
Okay, stay there for a second. Niamh, you're on 98FM. Hiya, Niamh.
Not too bad yourself.
Yeah, Niamh, it's very hard to hear you. Are you on a hands-free kit?
Yeah, 1 second, sorry.
Okay, thanks very much. I hope you're not driving now. Now, Niamh, it happened to you last year.
Yeah, I parked my car in the shopping centre and I came back an hour later, looked at my back door and the whole side of my door was bashed in. Somebody had reversed into the side of my door and drove off. €950 worth of damage. Had to get a new door and never found out who it was.
And how did that make you feel? Because when I got back to the car, well, you don't want to hear the word that I used as soon as I saw it. It began with F and ended in a K. It's very frustrating, isn't it?
I was actually pregnant at the time, and I was nearly due, and I was at her moment. I actually sat and cried for about 10 minutes in the car. I was pretty pissed off. Sorry.
Yeah, because it's money out of your pocket, even though it wasn't your fault.
Yeah. It's an absolute disgrace. I don't know how anybody can live with themselves.
But if you were in that situation, Niamh, where you're the one who did the damage to somebody's car accidentally, would you hang around? Would you leave a note?
Yeah, I'd leave a note with my details, or I'd hang around and wait for the person.
You see, I didn't. The last time I did
so
it...
this is karma.
No, the only reason I didn't even know at the time I did it was because the car that I whacked into was an old car.
It was somebody's pride and joy.
No, it was an old car. It was a 95 Micra or something like that.
But that was somebody's pride and joy, that car.
But you're not going to... My car is a relatively new car. You're not going to get us upset about an old car. That person whose car I damaged, yeah?
Yeah.
Would they even care about it? No. Because it was a...
That's not for you to say.
Of course it is.
My first car was older than Moses, and I loved it to bits. It was my pride and joy at the time.
In the same way, you're not going to get us upset if your wife...
I was upset when I crashed.
You're not going to get us upset if your wife destroys your lovely Calvin Klein shirt in the wash, as you would if she destroyed your Pennies shirt that was a £5. Do you get me? The car that I damaged was an old bucket. It was a bucket on wheels.
In your opinion?
No, fact.
So somebody's pride and joy.
No, fact.
Linda, you're on 98FM. Hiya, Linda.
Hi guys, how are you?
Hi,
Good,
Linda.
thanks, Linda. Now, you, if you're being honest, would leave.
Yeah, I would leave. The damage that I would have done to another car by accident would be if the wind caught it or something. But it wouldn't be major damage. Do you know what I mean? Like it might be just a little tip or whatever, But then again, I don't know if that mark was there before. As I said to you in my text, like the size of the car spaces is very tight, and if you're trying to put a child into a seat, it's very hard to not tip another car, but you do try to be careful, But it was only when I was driving a nice car that I noticed it more than I do when you're driving a banger. You'll see a scratch on it.
And you do, yes, of course.
Or whatever,
know. But has it ever happened to you? Have you ever had damage done to your car?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I have.
And was it a new car?
Well, it was new, newish to us.
Yeah, you see, there's a huge... Adrian's trying to say there's no difference. There is a huge difference. Yeah,
there is a huge difference.
Of course there is.
Now I'm driving a little banger, and if somebody hits it, I don't really care. Do you know what I mean? But when you've paid big money for a car, and like as you said, your pride and joy, you would be kind of a little bit
like the difference between the car that crashed, the difference between the car I own at the moment, Adrian, and the car that I damaged, is the car that I own at the moment. I don't own it, so I'm paying a lot of money on a bank loan. The 96 Micra that I dented probably cost your man £500.
But it's still that person's pride and joy.
No, you can't go.
I understand that. I mean, it is a kind of, do the right thing kind of thing. It's like if you find a wallet, what do you do? Do you know what I mean?
If God forbid, Linda, this afternoon you were to go and do the exact same thing and whack your car door off somebody else's car door by accident, would you hang around?
Make me think. Yeah,
make
me think now.
Not if it was a 96 Micra though.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
it depends, you see. It depends on the damage. And as I said, you don't know if that damage has been there. Do you know what I mean?
That's true, I suppose. Angela, you're on 98FM. Hi, Angela.
Hi, Adrian. How are you?
Good, thanks, Angela. What did you want to say?
Yeah, no, I agree in relation to, like, if you smash your car, like, door off another car, you should leave a note. I would leave a note. But, Jeremy, you're so wrong in relation to hitting another car. It is karma that that's happened to you.
It is.
I know you're thinking
time.
like it's a 96.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Yeah, but like that's someone else's pride and joy. Like,
no, so you can hang on, Angela. A 96 car couldn't be your pride and joy.
Why couldn't it be?
Because
like that's all I could afford as my first car. So who are you to say what is a pride and joy to someone else?
I'm telling you, my very first car, Jeremy, was a rust bucket. It was a heap of shit, and it was my pride and joy. I loved the car. It was my very first car, and I can still remember it like it was yesterday.
What I'm saying is, Angela, okay, let me ask you this, Angela. Would you be as upset about losing a ring, a piece of jewellery that cost you 20 quid in Argos, as you would about losing a ring that cost you £5,000?
Honestly, you're not going to believe me. Yes, because
No,
It depends on the sentimentality of it. It does. Yeah, it does.
No, the point I'm
You're
making
wrong,
is,
Sam.
Angela, my car, I have car finance on it, okay? There's not a scratch. Well, there wasn't up until Saturday. There's not a scratch on my car. It was completely perfect. And now the resale value of my car has gone down big style.
Because you're so tight that you're not going to get it fixed.
But whereas the Micra that I hit into, there was no resale value on it. It was a rust bucket.
It's the same difference. And it is karma coming back to bite you in the arse. It is.
So, Angela, you're trying to tell me that the person who owns that 96 Micra, when they got back to the car and saw a dent on the side of it, they start crying?
Well,
They may have.
start crying, but like if I seen it, I would be pretty upset. I mean, that was my first car. It was a 96, exact same, only it was a Polo.
Oh, thank God!
No,
I thought you were going to say it was my car that I crashed into. No, you're comparing apples and oranges here, and you just can't. An older car, you couldn't have the same sort of sentimental value towards it.
You totally can. I'm just so on Adrian's side here, like, no.
Okay, stay there for a second. Let me go to Pat. You're on 98 FM, Pat. How are you?
How are you doing?
You believe, you agree with me that the age of the car makes no difference?
No, of course it doesn't make any difference. That person that could be the only car he could afford.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And for you, Jeremy, to dismiss the 96 Micra because it was an old car is totally wrong. And your car being hit into on Saturday or being scraped or whatever is just karma.
Total karma.
No, Pat, you don't. I'm banging my head here, Pat. There was no resale value on this person's car. It was a 90.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Hang on, Jeremy. Hang on. Pat, hang on there for 1 second. Let me give you a few pointers here. The fact of the matter is that you damaged somebody's car, somebody damaged your car. That's called karma. Karma's a bitch.
It's not like somebody damaged my car, agent, that I have car finance on. That's crippling me every month. And I damaged a car that was a 96 Micra.
No, same difference.
That cost, I would say, Pat, I don't know much about cars, but I'd say it probably cost about 400 quid the car did.
It's the same difference.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's the same difference. It really is. You're kind of judging people's cars now.
No, my
you drive an old car, not worth the task. I've got a big loan.
No, my first 3 cars were buckets of rust. And my first car, which was a Mitsubishi Colt car, had someone scratched it, had someone keyed the side of the car, I wouldn't have given a toss about it because it was a piece of crap.
That's you. Not everybody.
Well, I don't know how anybody
Where am I going? Dermot, you're on 98 FM. How are you, Dermot?
How are you doing?
Dermot, would you run away or would you hang around?
I would drive away, yes, certainly.
Yeah.
I
think if we're being honest, a lot of us would.
Yeah. I had a conversation there with you was a couple of months back about the same thing, parking in bays. Now, I don't do it now. I wouldn't park in between 2 cars. I park in 2 bays. And Jeremy ripped me apart because of it. Said I was a scumbag because of it.
Well,
that's the reason why I don't park in between cars, because people just don't give a shit. They open the doors and they hit the doors off your door. And you don't care.
You use it. No, I have to be honest with you, Dermot. I don't recall the call, and it doesn't sound like the type of thing that I would say I'd call someone scum for doing something.
You did.
Doesn't sound.
You're famous.
You probably did.
Scum.
Yeah. You probably did. Okay, so you'd run, and one last call. Ruth, you're on 98 FM. You hit someone's car, but you did wait for them to come back, even though it was a banger.
I did.
Fair play to you.
I was mortified because it was my local supermarket, so I had a feeling that I probably know the person.
Oh,
so
right, yeah.
But I said, no, I sat in the car.
So you just came forward because you were afraid of getting caught?
No, kind of, partly, but I did feel bad. I did. I went, oh no, somebody did it to me, and it's been done to me, and nobody waited.
Okay, and even though it was a banger, you still felt the same way?
I did.
Yeah.
And when she came out, I said, I'm so sorry, I did that scratch. And she went, oh my God, you're so good. Look at the amount of scratches. She was mortified. She was more mortified than me in the end.
Because you'd hung around?
Because I hung around.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
well,
lovely.
So at least your conscience is clear. It's all about having a clear conscience.
I know, my conscience is clear because I know I didn't deflate the value of that 96 Micra. You can't deflate a bucket of rust.
And yours is only deflating in value because you're too tight to go and pay the 200 quid to get it fixed?
I don't have 200 quid to my name.
This is 98 FM's Dublin Talks.
98 FM's Dublin Talks with Adrian Kennedy. Weekdays from 10 a.m. on 98 FM.